Today I'm going to go over why the fourth quarter right now is the best time to buy. That article and several different articles that I'm going to go over to show you why this week and next might be your best chance to get a good rate on a home today on Real Estate Daily. Well, guys, my name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in real estate, housing, and the mortgage market. Now, before we jump into this, let's hit that like button. It helps out the channel so much, and the subscribe button. Boom, boom, there it is, all over the place. Now, let's go over to the first article. This came out yesterday, a little late yesterday at 10:10 p.m. It says Fed Governor Waller makes it clear that lower interest rates will not be tolerated. See, the thing is that we've had this pattern going on in the last 4 or 5 months. Every time the Fed comes out, they're very hawkish and everyone gets all excited, and then the market dumps. And the second that the market dumps, everyone starts talking, well, they look for that little little piece of information that's really going to be dovish. And then they just take the magnifying glass and then blow it up. And this is the problem that we're having. People aren't seeing what's really happening out there. The Fed is here to destroy jobs. That's it. They're here to drown the economy. It's in a bathtub and bubbles are coming up, but there's going to be a point where no bubbles come up. Now, people think there's going to be a pivot. Well, if there's money sitting on the sidelines and there's people that still have jobs, the pivot isn't going to come for a while. But the Fed chairmen keep talking about it. Now, they may be talking about slowing down the rates. Some of them are, but a lot of them aren't. We saw 75 basis points happen in the first week of November. They're meeting on the second week of December, the last time this year. And I really feel they're going to come up with 50 to 75 basis points. Now, a lot of people out there are saying, well, go look at the numbers. The numbers are saying something different. Yeah, we had inflation down to 7.7, but I think it was artificially done. Now, do any of us out there ever expect the government to give us the truth? Absolutely not. And they keep adjusting how they're calculating the CPI number, which we all think is bullshit. If this was calculated, back 10, 15 years ago, it would be so much more higher, but it's just here to suppress the number to make people feel better. But come on, look around. What are you seeing out there? Are you seeing prices really drop? I will say the prices that are dropped are manipulation, full manipulation. The price of gasoline, yes, it went down. When? Right before the election. Yeah, we're just using the rest of our reserves. Of course, the second we're out of reserves, who are we going to run to? The Saudis, the Venezuelans? Well, the Saudis already said they're cutting back production, and Europe has been buying up a lot of their oil, and they keep going up. They're seeing a little bit of a crisis out in gasoline out there. Guys, we're headed to the same thing. Everyone seems to get excited about the little bitty things, but the macro needs to be blown out. When in doubt, blow out, right? Look at the big picture. Don't go look at one little stat over here. Or today, Amazon said they were going to take out 10,000 jobs. Guess what? Those 10,000 people are going to come out, and how many of those people own houses? Let's just say 10,000 do. So they have to go find another job. Well, if they don't find another job, or there's lack of jobs in the area, right? Well, then some of those houses go to foreclosure. Well, I don't know about you, but foreclosure is not a good thing. And a lot of people out there, and no one's telling you this, we go into a foreclosure market, everyone's like going, oh, okay, great. Guess what? A foreclosure market means that less people are employed, that wages are down, and that people can't afford to buy a house. But right now, since everyone has money, or a lot of people have money on the sidelines, saying, I want to buy a house, I want to buy a house. Okay, that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to buy a home when this happens. I've said it before. If you went back to 2007, 2008, when home prices went up, everyone could get easy credit. It was easy to buy a house. But 9, 10, and 11, I lived through it. I had hundreds of REO. They sat around. Why? Because people could not get loans on them. Everyone ran to the hills. All the lenders ran to the hills. And don't tell me about pivots. Pivots are ridiculous. I know everyone's like waiting for the pivot, but if you look at traditional Fed pivots, The stock market, everyone got all excited, and the stock market then took a complete dump. Why? Because everyone got excited about, oh, we're pivoting, and they'll burn their money, throw it in the stock market, throw it in the crypto market, and guess what? The numbers continue to come out horrible. And unemployment keeps going up. Price of consumer goods go up. Even though demand's not there, they kept going up, and then the stock market had their biggest crashes. I can't say this any longer. What you need to do is, if you need to have steady mortgage rates and steady monthly mortgage payments, this is the time to buy. And why? Is because everyone's euphoric right now, thinking, oh, the Fed's going to pivot, and that means that interest rates dropped, and they dropped significantly right now. I know people are giving out, high fives, rates, and if you go to the 2-1 buy down, meaning that the first year you get 2 points less, and the second year you get a point less. Well, everyone's talking about the pivot somewhere down the road, which will just, interest rates will dive down. But look at what they're saying. Look at this. This is the people who make decisions. The CPI doesn't make decisions. The unemployment rate doesn't make decisions. These people make the decisions. Next. Well, as I told you, and I've been telling you now for 6 months, get out of credit card debt. If you're buying stuff on credit cards, especially goods that are non-essential, is not good. Get out of the debt. Household debt soars at the fastest pace in 15 years as credit card use surges, Fed report says. Guys, I don't get it. I don't understand this. You're going to be in so much credit card debt, and the credit card percentage is through the roof. What have I said? The two things that the Fed rate hikes affect immediately: number one, mortgage rates; number two, credit card debt, consumer debt. Guys, they're just debting you to death. It's debting you to death, and that's the whole idea behind it. Why? Because when they pivot, if they start printing money, then inflation continues to go back up, and that's where the U.S. debt, the $31 trillion that the Democrats keep telling you the debt keeps going down, doesn't go down. That's a pure lie. Pure lie. They're trying to raise the debt ceiling again now. It's going to be a big fight here in the next 45 to 60 days of raising the debt ceiling. The debt just gets numbs out. That's what it does. If you keep raising it, then it just numbs out. Next article. Wholesale prices rose 0.2 in October, less than expected. This is actually a positive for people out there who are thinking the Fed's going to pivot. They keep getting these positive newses after the negative sentiment that the Fed keeps coming out. I'm not buying this. I'm not buying it at all. Again, a manipulation in October going into the November elections. That's what happened. That's why this number is down. Next, interest rates. Interest rates floated down for conventional and FHA, which is good. I liked it. It's gone down 0.03, 0.06, or 6 basis points on FHA. Guys, if I'm looking to buy a house, I'm looking now. I'm looking at houses that are a little bit beat up. I can get great deals out of those. Plus, they'll cooperate with some of the loan programs and some of the buy downs that I can get. The 2-1 buy down. I think it's the best time to buy in the fourth quarter. I feel as the next 2 weeks before the Fed gets together and raises rates again, because they're going to raise rates again, and they're going to do it without conviction. With conviction, I'm sorry. They're going to raise with conviction, and they're going to come out and they say, well, even if we do 50 basis points, guess what's ahead of us? 50 more basis points and 50 more basis points, okay? The economy is starting to hurt, but nowhere near where it needs to bring down the CPI to 2%. And that's what the Fed has said in the last 12 months, their target rate is to get it down to 2%. It's going to be so much pain that you won't even feel it. You'll be so numb from pain. Now, I don't like to be the reaper of bad news, but I want to tell people the truth. I'm out here telling people the truth. If I'm buying a house and I'm thinking about buying a house now, I'm looking at it right now. Rates dropped 0.5 point to 0.75, and they're only, I only see them going up in the future until there's a pivot where you might not even be able to buy a house at that point. So again, the The news that I'm telling you right now, the message I'm saying is, if I'm buying a house, I'm doing it the next couple weeks and I'm locking in my rate. Guys, thank you very much for joining me. I know I'm going out on a limb, but if I don't, then I'm cheating everyone out there. I've been doing this for 16 years, and I know, actually 17 or 18 at this point. Wow, it's actually 18, I think. I've seen it all. I shouldn't say I've seen it all. I've seen most of it. I've seen the greatest housing market of all time. I've seen the worst housing market of all time, and something smells. Guys, you take care. I will see you tomorrow.